Be aware. When you're aware, you can recognize when you're not in the right path, and you can recognize when things are going wrong. When you understand that, then things are so clear. Then you could remove bad habits. Then you could limit things. You could separate from people that you don't want to be. But if you're not aware, then you're gonna let the things keep happening in the cycle you're in, and that's what happens sometimes. When things are happening in life, you're gonna be in a cycle, and the cycle is gonna keep happening until you be aware of it happening and understand I need to stop doing what I'm doing. And until you stop, it's going to keep happening into your life. And that's how it works. Each test, each cycle is trying to increase skills to have self-mastery of. When you have self-awareness, things are so smooth and things are so clear, man. And that's what we're talking about today in the way forward. You got to learn how to be self-aware about things and understand how important that is in our lives. If you're not self-aware or you don't have awareness, sometimes you could be clueless to the things that are happening to people around you. So let's break it down, man. Page 39. Realize you spoke someone harshly because you was upset is actually a sign of progress. Before you can stop yourself from saying things you later regret, you must first notice doing it. You first must notice yourself doing it. Self-awareness makes change behavior possible. So what it's saying is you're recognizing right before you're saying something. Like in the past, you and your homie or whoever it is, your family member, they'll say something disrespectful and you just let it. But let's say the next time it happens, you recognize it's about to happen. You stop yourself. You say, hold on. You pause the whole conversation. It's like, hey, I don't feel right. I feel like you're triggering me. I don't want to talk about it because I'm going to say some mean words. And we're going to have this ego conflict. And it's going to be an unnecessary argument. So then you separate, y'all stop talking for a minute. Then y'all come back later. And y'all both are calm about it now. And then y'all have a clear talk about it. That's what it is sometimes. You got to see things before it happens. You got to look at it and be like, wait, I feel like it happened before. I'm not going to let this trigger me this time. I'm going to let them speak. Or sometimes you got to let them just speak and you got to just don't say nothing. Because sometimes the best thing to do is to say less. Sometimes the best thing to do is zip your mouth. You got nothing nice to say, all right, you know what I'm saying? Don't say it. But if you think about it in your head and you say, if I say this, this could come off rude. This could come out, they'll feel some type of way and we'll get in an argument. So sometimes you got to listen to you. Sometimes you got to evolve. So a best thing to do is evolve by meditating more or journaling or figure out some other skills similar to that where you could understand your thoughts and those thoughts where it's not you, it's your ego and it's negative. It's not positive. It's not something that could be right. You're just wanting to say something that could come off and could be rude. And that's what it is sometimes. You can have a bad move and then, you come to someone and say, hey, good morning, or whatever the case may be. They might be looking at, oh man, he about to say something, You gotta change your movesets. You gotta change these bad habits. You gotta change a lot of things, but you gotta be aware. And this is what the page is talking about. If you're not aware what you're doing, how are we gonna click about things? If you're not aware what you're doing, how are we gonna understand how to be better in each other? If you're not aware how your habits are every day, or you're not aware of what you're doing, how your emotions come, how you get triggered, what boundaries get hit, whatever the case may be, how are you moving in life, man? If you're going every day, just, I got to do this, eat, sleep, rest, whatever the case may be, but you're not looking how to analyze yourself. Like, I analyze myself every day. If I'm not waking up and my routine different, like, I want my routine in the morning to be different, and I want my night to be different. So I want to switch it up every day because my day's not going to be the same every day. I might have to go somewhere in the morning one day, and I might not be able to do my routines, I might not be able to stretch. I might not be able to do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at it and analyze. Not even just analyze, but just the word awareness is such important, but self-awareness is important, guys. I'm really trying to tell you, if you're not aware about things, how you supposed to understand what's going on in the world? How you gonna understand what something's about to happen if you're just gonna let it keep happening? And it's gonna keep happening until you do the right thing. It's simple like that. Page 40. Your intuition will lead you outside your comfort zone so that you can grow. Your intuition is your best friend. Your ego is your enemy. When it comes to a comfort zone, we got two. Do I have? Okay. Let's put the book as your intuition, and let's put this basketball as your ego. You have this book, this growth, things to get better. But then you have this basketball where you just want to just go hoop, do what you do, and that's it. They just want to, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to talk to people. You want to be social. You want to open up. You want to introduce yourself. You want to, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be socialized. You know, you want to be antisocial. You just want to hoop. That's it. So when it comes to the comfort zone, you're in the middle of it. You're looking at the right. You're like, I'm going to here, then I'm going to here, because it's comfortable for you. It's enjoyable. It's what you love to do all the time. But this is telling you, you're going to have to overcome things, their fears, and you're going to have to overcome a lot of things that you could get out the comfort zone, and it's going to be scary. Being confident, you're going to have to be scared. You're going to be scared sometimes. That's what your intuition is going to lead into. Your ego is going to get you to be comfortable and do the same thing. Yo, this is your loves. These are the hobbies, your video games, to do the same thing, get to your comfort zone. This is going to get you to go out of your comfort zone. And that's what it is with the ego and your intuition when it comes to the comfort zone. What are you going to do? Are you going to go to the right side, or you going to go into the left side? You know what I'm saying? On my perspective. Or if I say in this video, are you going to go to the left, and are you going to go to the right? You know, it's up to you on that, you know? And every day is like that. You don't even know, sometimes there'll be a moment or opportunity for you to talk to someone. You look at it, you're like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to talk. No. You'll bring up excuses. When you bring up excuses, that's your ego talking. When you just do it, that's your intuition's talking, you know? And that's what it is. Your intuition is your best friend for when it comes to growth and overcoming fears and things that you feel like you don't believe you could do, you know? While your ego is telling you, giving you excuses, we don't got time, we can't do this, we can't, you know what I'm saying? It will come up with nonsense things, so you don't really want to do it, and you'll listen to it. You don't even know you're listening to it. That's what the one thing about it is. So as I said, is your intuition's your best friend. Your ego could be your worst enemy at times when it comes to the comfort zone. So the next time it feels like you're bringing up an excuse about our opportunity to be social, or opportunity to grow, or to do something you really want to do, or whatever the case may be, don't even give that excuse or thought a chance. Whatever is negative, go do it. Trust your intuition and go. And watch when you do it, the more you go, you trust your intuition. And that's what it is. I'm getting better trusting my intuition. I'm still fighting with my ego, but sometimes it's like I'm connecting with my intuition, you know? Like today I got my friends, you know, I can't wait to go to my friend's wedding that my ego's telling me, bro, let's just go hoop. Forget this. My intuition's like, yo, we're going there. We're going to be social. We're going to be happy. We're going to take some pictures. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go support one of my mans. That's the intuition. Tomorrow, it's the, a little reception, My ego telling me, yo, we're not going nowhere. We're going to go do this and that. We going to go after this. We're going to go have fun. And my intuition's like, we're going to this event. You're going to be socializing. You're going to talk. And you're going to be there for a man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. You got to do what your ego's not telling you to do. You got to do what your ego telling you, yo, this ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? So you got to just do it. Just do it. No thoughts. Just do it sometimes. Think about it sometimes. Write it down. Boom. But sometimes you have to do it so you could just start breaking out of this comfort zone. So you stop listening to your ego and you start trusting your intuition. And that's what it is. You could grow when you're out of your comfort zone. Your ego is your worst enemy. Your intuition is your best friend when it comes to getting out of the comfort zone. Your comfort zone, being in the comfort zone sucks. Getting out the comfort zone is the best thing to happen. You know what I'm saying? And that's what page 40 is talking about. Now, page 41, we got a big paragraph. Let's get to it. Confusion comes from being disconnected from your intuition, learning to align with that feels right, not in the sense of following your cravings, but in the sense of moving toward what supports your evolution, your highest good is a necessary skill. There are two critical things to understand about intuition. The first thing, it does not care about your comfort zone, but asks you to be bold, valiant, even if you do not feel ready. Just like love, intuition is a vehicle for growth. If you listen to it, it will help you reach new personal heights. But to get there, you have to face what is weighing you down and fully let it go. Second is that it may ask you to place yourself in difficult situations where you have to face your fears, but it will never ask you to hurt yourself. Intuition invites you to be courageous, but it will not lead to a reckless dead end. Attuning to your intuition is a personal process for me. Intuition feels like a calm knowing that appears in my body. If I don't listen to it at first, it will reappear sorcery with tranquil certainty. Intuition has a softness to it, even when it asks you to make bold moves. Intuition is quite different from the reactive rambles of the mind or moments of emotional upheaval. When reactive carries tension, intuition flows smoothly and steady with information that can help you. That's crazy. It's crazy how the next page just support what I just was cooking. But as it's saying, it's going to be your best friend, and at the same time, it's going to be your worst friend. And I said, like, oh, the ego is your worst enemy. It's your worst enemy. It is. But at the same time, your best friend could be a friend. Like, you got that best friend where y'all talking stuff, but as, you know, y'all talking about advice, he's like, yo, bro, you needed to start doing this. You know, he's sending you reels. He starts saying you stuff. He said, yo, bro, you got to start doing this. He'll give you things how to get out your comfort zone, and he's giving you ideas. But you're looking at it like, you're not listening when I said, bro. You're not listening this and that. But he is. He's trying to get you to come out of it more. What the comfort, like, it's like when you and your homie, y'all see some beautiful girls. Y'all at the mall, right? Let's just say you got intuition. You got your ego. I want you to think about this, how it's going to be. Let's break it down how the ego going to be. Your ego, y'all going to walk. You and the homie gonna talk. Y'all gonna see these beautiful girls. Y'all gonna have y'all both gonna eye contact each other. You're gonna look down, go on your phone, or he's gonna look down on the phone. Y'all not gonna even try to interact with these women, right? That's your ego talking. That's just straight up ego, stay in the comfort zone. Your intuition though, y'all both see eye contact. You tell your homie, hey, yo, you see these girls in front of us, right? Hey, let's go talk to them. Hey, even if whatever happens, bro, whatever the results, let's just go talk. Y'all go talk, y'all have a good conversation, and it might lead to getting a number or it might not. But for you to just tell your homie, like, hey, let's go talk to them, and no matter what the results happen, let's just go out there. And that's what it is with intuition is. You're going to be out of your comfort zone. You're not going to get the rewards all the time. Your action not going to always, you're not going to always make that shot. It's going to come in and out. Sometimes you're going to think you made the little layup, but you might miss the layup sometimes. And that's what it is. Same thing with if we correlate it with football or baseball. You think you're going to get a home run, but you get 3 strikes out. You know what I'm saying? You think on football, you about to get this touchdown on this third down, and it's like 3rd and 5, and you're not. Sometimes that's what it is in life. You're not going to always get your shots in. Not all the time when you're going to, those opportunities come, you're not always going to, it's not always going to go in. It's not going to always work out. Sometimes those opportunities are supposed to tell you, okay, rejection is going to happen. Sometimes I'm not going to get in. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's fine. You know what I'm saying? But it's trying to tell you, like, being out of the comfort zone, it's uncomfortable. But when you're used to being uncomfortable in these situations, it's a skill. It gets to the point where it's a skill. There's a TED Talk, and this wonderful, I think it's a speaker, she talks about how being uncomfortable, she said getting uncomfortable with the uncomfortable. And there's a video you need to go watch. I might share the link or not, but if not, you gotta go watch it, because how she talks about it, being uncomfortable in these situations, is perfect, and how it talks about what we were talking about, Like, you got it. Like, it's not going to be great. You're going to be nervous sometimes. You're going to be like, yo, bro, what am I doing? But when you just keep going and keep going out there, out of your comfort zone, then it's going to be smoother. It's going to be easier. And that's what it is sometimes. It's not about, getting the reward stuff. It's about getting this skill where it's going to get to the point where you're going to do things even before even your tuition tell you need to go do this. It's going to get to the point where your tuition is going to look at you like, I didn't tell you to do this, but go ahead, bro. I didn't say you had to do this, but go ahead, man. And you're going to get out of your comfort zone more and more. And there's going to be more opportunities, more social network, more connections to help you out. You might build a team sooner, whatever the case may be. And that's what it is sometimes. If you don't go out your way, then then it's not gonna work. Closed doors don't get fed. If you don't speak those opportunities, then it's not gonna work, And that's what it is all the time. As long as you spoke, and if it didn't work out, then you know that, hey, I tried, it didn't work out, but I'm glad I didn't, because if I didn't, then I would regret not doing this opportunity. And that's what it is sometimes. Intuition is gonna tell you like, yo, do you really want to regret this? You know what I'm saying? Do you really want to be complaining and giving yourself whatever this if you don't go for this opportunity? And that's what intuition is going to be. But it's going to be difficult. It's going to be uncomfortable. You're not going to like it. But when you just go for it, and, the first few times it's not going to be great, it's going to, sooner or later, it's going to get to the point you're going to get used to it. You're going to adapt. And that's one thing about myself is I adapt so much. I'm used to certain things, you know what I'm saying? But I still got to get better at a lot of things. My tuition tells you, we're not done, but we got to get better every single day. And that's what it is sometimes, man. So as we done with this whole pages, what we were really talking about, and what I'm feeling like we're going to be talking about, but these pages, we were talking about awareness, how awareness is very important. But the last 2 pages, what we were talking about, how intuition it's God. Let's put it like God. God gonna put you in situations outside of your comfort zone because He knows His plan for you, His purpose, so you can grow into the person you need to be. Because right now you're not the person yet you're supposed to be. You're still working on this version that you clearly need to be. So you need to get to more situations, and it's gonna be difficult. They're gonna be stressful, and you're gonna have to keep going until you get to that version that you need to be in this world so you could just be yourself. You're not fully yourself yet. You think you are. Certain times you are, sometimes you're not. But you gotta keep evolving. And that's what it is with these getting out of the comfort zone. Like sooner or later, your comfort zone is gonna be so little at the beginning, how you begin this, it's gonna be big. Like it's gonna be how big your house is or apartment is or your room, right? But then the more you come out, then the more it gets smaller, the more it gets smaller, the more it gets smaller. And that's because your understanding your comfort zone ain't really, it's not great to be comfortable. It's great to be uncomfortable. So then you could get understanding how to get better in life, So that's what really we break down. And I might have to, write down what we're going to be out. But just understand that ego is not going to help you. You want to be comfortable, fine. But if you want to evolve, you want to be better, you got to get out of your comfort zone. You got to get in these uncomfortable situations so you can grow. It's going to suck. It's going to be nervous. It's going to be, you're going to be in there like, oh man, I don't know if I'm doing this right or not. But as long as you learn from each of it, it's going to be great. Experience is such a great teacher in this, and that's what it is. You're going to get so much experience. It's going to get to the point where you're going to be like, yo, bro, now I understand how to do this. Now I know how to, now I know how to, talk to her. Now I know how to, do this and that. Like I didn't do it before. It's the same thing with sports too. You gotta lose to get better. You have to, so when it comes, then you learn how to really win now. And that's what it is. So that's all I gotta say, man. Learn how to get more self-aware. Learn to get out your comfort zone and trust your intuition, and stop trying to listen to your ego because they're gonna complain and they're going to want you to be more comfortable. Get out your comfort. Get out that comfort zone so you can grow and become what you need to be in this world, man. And that's all I gotta say. As always, have a great day. Adios, amigos. Hasta luego.